Today we're going to discuss how to prevent data loss in Windows 10 while making your multi-computer life easier.
Welcome to the channel. This is Technoscope.
Before we get into the point of this video, I want to address anyone having trouble attempting to get the update to Windows 10. If you visit this page at the URL down in the description below, it will take you to this page where you can come down to the bottom and click on which version you need and use that program to force the update on your computer. Welcome back to another episode of Technoscope. Today is July 30th, 2015, the day after the official release of Windows 10, and I'm here with a tip to help you along the way. Now, if you're resetting your computer, or if you're going to a new computer, or if maybe you've lost a computer, or something has happened to it, the hard drive crashed or whatever, you might have experienced a problem with trying to retrieve your files from the computer. This video is basically a video to try to help keep that from happening in the future by taking your important files on the computer, the stuff that you can't replace, things that you've typed up or photos or videos, whatever it may be. That data that cannot be replaced can be synced somewhere, and that is what we're going to show you in this video. So the biggest desire that most people have is to have multiple desktops. If you have more than one computer, myself, I have a laptop and a desktop. I do most of the heavy lifting on the desktop, but when I'm doing light work, or if I'm just online or chatting, whatever it may be, or maybe just changing settings on videos I've posted on YouTube, I use my laptop for that because I can take it anywhere, and usually I want to sit in front of the TV and kind of watch TV while I do my work. So the biggest thing that most people want is a desktop and a laptop that will reflect one another, and maybe even you might even have like a Surface Pro or something, and that'll work with that as well. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to show you how you can synchronize the most important files on your computer, which is those files that cannot be replaced. Everything else, the software, the operating system, all that stuff can be replaced easily using the installation disk, but the stuff that you create using these programs cannot easily be replaced. So the first thing we're going to do, if you look here, you see that I have an empty desktop. I've installed Windows 10 on this computer, on my laptop. I did that last night. The computer does not have my files on the desktop, and that's because this installation is a new install. I wiped away everything when I upgraded to Windows 10, because basically you get a better performing computer when you get rid of the old crap and start over fresh. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sync my old files with my new files and make my old files show up in the new folders on the new Windows 10 install. So the first thing we're going to do is open up File Explorer, and that's going to bring you to this window here in Windows 10. And I like to get rid of that because it doesn't need to be shown. What we're going to do is we're going to go to OneDrive. Now, when you first install Windows 10, there's going to be this icon down here in the tray. It's going to be bugging you every time you turn on the computer. Every time you look at it, it's going to say OneDrive is ready to go. Do you want to set it up? And you should set it up because it's free cloud storage data. I mean, even if you don't really need the storage space, it's free, and OneDrive is already part of Windows, so you might as well set it up for something. Now, they give you 15 gigabytes out the door, which is equivalent to what Google gives you. However, if you go on your phone and install OneDrive and then tell it to sync your photos, they will double your space to 30 gigabytes instantly. And that's even if you immediately turn it right back off and don't sync any photos, you still have that 30 gigabytes. So I really highly recommend that you do that. Go ahead and get that extra data for free. So basically what we're going to do here is we're going to go to the C drive, click on this computer, and go to your C drive and to users, and you should see your name listed on here, or it might show your email, part of your email address, or whatever it may be. This is the admin computer, so it shows admin on this one. So if you go in here, you see these folders: contacts, desktops, documents, downloads, favorites, links, music, OneDrive, pictures, saved games, searches, and videos. These same folders are on every computer since Windows 7. So if you have Windows 7 computer or Windows 8, the same procedure will work on those computers. However, on Windows 7, you will need to install OneDrive separately by going to the website and downloading the install file. On Windows 10 and 8, or at least 8.1, it's included with the OS. On Windows 8, if you're still using that, you might have to actually download it, or just do the upgrade to 8.1, or better yet, just upgrade to Windows 10 and it'll already be there. So your OneDrive folder, that's where everything will be synced to. Now I already have folders in there, and if you look in here, it's the same exact folders because I've already done this before. But what you want to do, because you're new to this, you're going to go to your OneDrive folder, and all of these folders in here you will need to create. So the one that says contacts, you either right click and then hit new and then folder, or if you still have this up here showing, just go up here and hit new folder. And once you hit new folder, create each one of these folders that you see here: contacts, desktops, documents, downloads, favorites, links, music, pictures, save games, searches, and videos. And the reason for that is we're going to move the original folders that Windows installs, and we're going to move them to this location. And what it's going to do when you move these folders, we're going to take all the files with it, and Windows is then going to say these particular folders are inside of this folder here, which is the OneDrive sync folder. So everything that you save and your documents, anything that you download from the internet, is automatically synchronized to OneDrive. Anytime that you put something on your desktop, it's automatically synchronized to OneDrive. And likewise, when you pull this up on another computer, the moment you turn it on and that computer connects to the internet, it automatically starts downloading those files to synchronize it to the work that you've done on other computers. Meaning that no matter how many computers you have, everything that you have on your desktop can be on all of those desktops. Everything that you download can be downloaded to all of them. All your favorites, all your links, everything. Now, links, by the way, pertains to Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer. And also, I'm sorry, I take that back. In this particular case, those are the quick links, which they have renamed quick access on here. Not really sure how that affects anything, but you still get the point. It's still pretty simple. So what we're going to do now, we're seeing these folders here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and pin it to the top left quadrant, and we're going to, let's see, we're going to back up to the admin folder, and you notice how the icons look different on here. That's because Windows is pointing to those folders, saying this is where contacts is, this is where the desktop folder is, this is where documents is, and it gives them those special folders. It kind of lets you know this is a special folder for the system. So starting out with contacts, the first thing you want to do, right click, properties, location, and then the special one that you want is right here where it says move. Now, if you've already created the folders in OneDrive like you should have, you will see all of these. When you hit that move button, notice that it says users, my name, my system name, contacts. Well, we're going to move it from this folder right here, and we're going to move it into the OneDrive folder. and you see where it says contacts, you want to actually go into that folder. Don't stop right here. If you stop right here, every one of those folders becomes OneDrive. You don't want to do that because it's a mess that is very hard to repair. It's almost easier to just completely reinstall Windows at that point. Go into those individual folders, contacts. Notice, let's look over here again. It says users, admin, contacts. When we click select folder down here, notice that it says users, admin, OneDrive, and then contacts. So basically, all we're doing is we're adding OneDrive backslash to the path of each folder. So click apply, and it's going to ask you, do you want to move all your files from the old location to the new one? You want to select yes, and what it's going to do is it's going to completely remove the folder, the old folder, and completely move it to OneDrive, so you're not going to have duplicates or anything and get confused in where you're saving things to. So make sure that it says old location, user, admin, or user, your name, contacts. It should be exactly the same, except that this bottom line here says OneDrive. So this is your verification. This is your last chance to get it right. So go ahead and hit yes. And then as you notice over here, the contacts folder has completely vanished because it's been moved to OneDrive. So now if we click OK, get out of that and go to OneDrive, you notice that the icon up here has changed to that special icon for the system. So basically you just do that for all the rest of them. Before I let you go, I'm gonna show you desktop, because you will notice that I have icons in my desktop folder. These two icons right here should show up on the desktop once it's synced. Right now it's not synced because the folder's in a different location, but once we move it, then those folders will show up on the desktop. So I'll show you that right now. So we're gonna move desktop, same thing, right click, properties, location, move, double click OneDrive, and you should see contacts, desktops, documents. So we're going to select desktop. Remember, don't stop here. You have to double click desktop. And once you're in here, you see those two items that should be on my desktop. Click select folder. And remember, the only difference now is that OneDrive backslash is added to the path. So we click apply. Do you want to move all your files from the old location to the new location? Yes. And then you see magically over here on the left, those two items are now on my desktop. And anything that I put on this desktop automatically syncs to the cloud. That is the biggest help of all of these, in my opinion. Pictures and videos, I don't do as much on my work computer, so they're not as big of a thing. But for other people, if you have a lot of photos and a lot of pictures and stuff, this can be a big help. So just go ahead and run through that with everything. Now I'm going to show you one more, because on documents it's a little bit different. They ask you two questions, but it's more or less exactly the same. Notice there's more tabs up here, but you still go to location, you still hit move, double click OneDrive, and this time we're going to documents. And yeah, I have a lot of things saved in there. So select folder and apply, and it's going to say the same thing. Do you want to move all your files from the old location to the new one? When you click yes, it's going to ask you another question. Do you want to redirect folder documents into another system folder? And that's because this one right here is really ingrained into Windows. There's probably special permissions and things going on that is beyond the scope of this video. But basically, you're going to say the same thing. You're going to click yes, and it's going to direct everything in the future. Anytime you install an app that creates its own special folder and documents, they will be saved in the OneDrive documents folder instead of being saved in users, your name documents. And you want to definitely hit yes here, because if you don't, then it's going to mess all that up, and you're basically missing out on half the reason you're doing this. So go ahead and hit yes. It completely removes that folder. When we go back to OneDrive, you now see that all three of those have the special icon. So just go ahead and finish doing that with all the rest of them, and then once you're finished, it syncs everything to the cloud. And from there on out, if anything happens to your computer, if you lose it, if the hard drive crashes, or if something happens, then in this case you still have a way to retrieve your files, and they're never completely lost. You always have that backup on OneDrive, no matter where you are. As long as you have an internet connection, you always have that backup on OneDrive. Now, this doesn't protect your computer, so hopefully you have a lock on it, and if you're like me, you actually use encryption. That's a completely different topic, so we won't go on that today. But I hope that everything that I've showed you here has helped you out, or will help you out somewhat. And I think this is a good tip for anybody to know. Now, as a bonus, I'm going to show you one other thing about Windows 10 that you might not know. So we're going to go ahead and close this out. I'll come back and finish this later. But one thing I want you to know about Windows 10, if you go to Windows Update, oops, wrong keyboard, sorry. You go into your updates and go into advanced options. You will notice, let's see. Okay, so right here in the middle, there's this link that says choose how updates are delivered. Click on that. And this is something that I noticed that they kind of slid under the door. I know they've talked about this a little bit, but they've really tried their best not to emphasize it. Everything that Windows is doing from now on is kind of crowdsourced. If you've ever heard of BitTorrent, where several people can have a file and they can share it to thousands of other people, that's kind of what they're doing here with updates. Basically, I'm guessing to remove some of the load from their servers, as well as help updates distribute throughout the world quicker, which means, in theory, that if there's a threat to Windows computers, instead of letting it run rampant forever or months before the problem is tackled, they can distribute the update, and as people get the update, they can distribute it to other people. But the problem is, some of you may have data caps or bandwidth limits, or whatever it may be, and if you're sharing your updates with other people instead of those people going to Microsoft to get the updates, then that cost is given to you versus Microsoft using their bandwidth and everything to provide that update. So basically what you want to do here, if you want to turn that off, is just click on PCs on my local network. And basically what that means is only computers in your house, or if you're at a workplace, things that are on the local network that are not across the internet, things that are not on the internet, can still get the update from your computer, but it's not going to cost you any bandwidth with your ISP. So I seriously recommend you do that. There are some things that I've seen in Windows. It's kind of like they kind of slid it under the door. This is one of those things you should know about, even if you don't care. You may want to help the world, and you may want to make the world a better place. So just go ahead and leave it on if you feel like doing that for everyone, and we all thank you if you do. But if you don't, or if you can't because your ISP is they're a problem, then you want to go ahead and click PCs on my local network to keep you from using up bandwidth for sharing updates to other people. And I hope you really enjoyed this video. I really want to thank everyone that has subscribed to this channel. I feel blessed looking at the numbers just climbing, the views on my videos. Over 300 subscribers now. I want to say thank you. I really appreciate it. And it's an honor to be able to bring you these videos. If there's anything that I can give you, if you have any ideas or anything you want to pass those along to me, go ahead and leave comments. Now, it's awesome to see over 11,000 video views on the Xbox One hard drive media hub solution. It's awesome to see over 300 subscribers, but what is the most special to me is when I receive comments from people that watched the video and they loved it so much they wanted to say something about it. That is awesome to me. I really love it. So Just go ahead, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up if you like this video, hit the thumbs down if you didn't like it, and I really hope to see you on the next one. Go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you again here. My name is Elemento, and this is Technoscope.
Technoscope is a Twisted Curve production.